Reasons for secrecy. I'm gonna tell you reasons for maintaining secrecy. Uh, it's become popular to expose and expose and expose and expose and expose, which is cool. Like on the art of war level, if we're talking like art of war, then of course it would be in your best interest to expose the plot of your enemies. However, when it comes to our people, when it comes to our culture, there has been this growing trend to expose our agendas, to expose our plans, to expose, you know what I'm saying, our desires. You know what I'm saying, to just to gossip and just to spill. Um, and when you do that on, you know, when you do that amongst yourselves, you dissipate the energy. Like there's an energy factor, there's a political factor, but there's a spiritual, there's a spiritual, um, energy dynamic to it. Your thoughts are like children. I was building with the guy the other day, and you know what I'm saying, and I was telling him about how that child, like you have children, your children pre-existed. They were already inside of you. They were already in your mind. All your thoughts, all your emotions, like your thoughts, like you have different elements. You have the four elements, and then you have the element which is the air. uh in the physical, in the physical manifestation, you would get that in the form of gas, like gaseous elements, vapors. So your thoughts could be seen as like, can be perceived as like vapors. So you perceive your thoughts as like vapors. They're like, what does vapor do? It condenses, it congeals, it forms into droplets, you know what I'm saying, droplets of water. um and they come together. It's always like a coming together. So it's keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind the fact that your thoughts are vehicles, your thoughts are energies that come together to, you know these forces that come together to create living beings. Living beings aren't just like you and I that can breathe and shit. uh all things that have a physical form to it has a spiritual reality to it. You see what I'm saying? And in that spirit, these so-called inanimate objects take a life of their own, or a life that is beyond the way we normally perceive them. There is a spirit in these objects. There is a spirit in each of your thoughts. And this is how you could use your mind to create entities. And within us, we further condense these energies and project them forward into many different forms. Like a new painting, it could range anywhere from a new painting to an actual child that you bring into the world, which takes two. When you're dealing with the number sequences, and you understand, like, there's a sequence of 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, which, what I'm saying, in biology, that's dealing with the sequences for like the DNA, and things like that. Um you know what I'm saying, like, when you keep that into consideration, you realize that. So when you keep that into consideration, um you, as a human, you have 32 teeth, and it takes two. It takes two to tango. So you have 32 wisdom, uh you gotta, your significant other also has 32, and that comes together, that makes 64. So you know what I'm saying, that's if when you're dealing with symbolism and number sequences and shit like that. But as far as it relates to secrecy and creativity, you don't share what's like your deep rooted desire, because anything that deeply moves you on an emotional level, that's like your seed, that's like your children, that's your babies. And when you share that with somebody else, a stranger who's not really going to appreciate that, that's the equivalent of throwing your children out into the Nile to be eaten by the gators. You see what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying, they kill it. So the energy dissipates because it's going to affect you on a deep rooted level. It's like pulling the roots out the ground. So, you know, like, you could do what you do, but move a little smarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't stop revealing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you if you pull the seed out too soon, you can't do nothing with it. It's dead. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of us harvesting hard fruit that ain't even, it hasn't even turned into a fruit yet. It's like applying weed killer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, something to consider. I know people are like, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying, you need to give information. You need to give away the information. Just give it. No, it don't work like that. Like, you can receive some information, but once you receive that taste, shit, if you truly seeking, you will find what you're looking for. Like, people want to act like, the world is keeping something from you. The world isn't keeping anything from you. You're really keeping things from yourself. And I won't even get too deep into the shit, because it is what it is. Like, I noticed that everything that a person goes through, at least when they are aware, because growing up, elders used to say, like, okay, God doesn't consider it a sin, or it doesn't count as a transgression, when a child commits an act, because a child, up to a certain age, he isn't really, he doesn't really know any better. You know what I'm saying? Taking that concept, somebody who is completely dumb and ignorant, isn't really. But then again, I can hardly conceive anybody committing an act that they wasn't aware of what the fuck they was doing, unless they was incoherent. But if they was incoherent, how the fuck did they get that way? You see what I'm saying? So, it always become a factor that comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you know what I'm saying? You have to be the front driver. You got to be the front seat driver. So, yeah, that's build. Yeah, keep your shit to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And build towards it. And work towards it. And show through your actions. So, because these people, people aren't going to appreciate. They don't, they're not obligated to. They're not obligated to. You know, and it's a lot of attention seekers out there. You know, a lot of people out there seeking attention. So, you know, you get what you ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people complain about what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? What's happening to them. If you're not willing to look into the factor that connects you as the cause, then you're never going to overcome those obstacles, because you're never going to understand what's the root of your obstacle. You're caught up in the illusion. You're caught up in the illusion of dualism, and you're not able to see the underlying unity that connects you. You are the all. You see what I'm saying? You are everything. So, you know what I'm saying? It all begins with you. And if you're not willing to go within yourself to expand and to understand and to see and realize the you know, there's you, but then there is a you within everything that's surrounding you. You see, so when you consider that, then you could start, you know, making the necessary, taking more, you know, in the four agreements is like be impeccable with your words. You know what I'm saying? Be impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Don't say or do things that you don't really mean. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of us just need to increase our focus, and pay more attention to our thoughts and our habits. Because your habits are, you know, habits are rituals. You see what I'm saying? And rituals weave the spell. You see, so a lot of us caught in the spell. But, you know, peace to the gods, you know what I'm saying? Peace to all the gods, peace to, you know what I'm saying, the goddesses, you know, the queens, you know what I'm saying? And let's build. Let's build. That's it. Done.